Well, it is a good welcome, a warm welcome to this afternoon, evening for myself, an early morning in the UK. It is action in the CONCACAF semi-finals, first leg as Los Angeles Football Club host Toluca-LIVE from the BMO Stadium. Both teams coming into this game off of victories at the weekend as well. So this should be an enticing one, of course. LAFC to people, including myself, a very new side, formed in 2014, but they begin their MLS live and seasons until 2018, and been quite successful since then. The likes of Hugo Lloris and Son Heung-min play for them this evening. But we have had so many players play for them in the past as well, of course, so this should be an exciting one. Toluca, what a successful side from Liga Mexico they are. They haven't been the CONCACAF champions since 2003, two-time champions in 1968 as well. I'm sure that Antonio Mohamed, the Argentine, will be hoping to add that back to the trophy cabinet this season, it has to be said. Looks like lovely weather for football this evening, 66 Fahrenheit. Lovely. We're in that time of year, aren't we, in April? Lovely weather for football to be played. It should be a good one between both sides from the BMO Stadium. As I said, coming off of wins last time out for Los Angeles Football Club. It was a 1-0 victory against Minnesota. They make 6 changes, both teams heavily rotated. You'd say it was a rotation from the last game more than anything, though. Out goes Segura, Hollingshed, Estecu, Smolikova, Bwanga and Ordaz. Valencia, Porteous, Delgado, Chonieri and Schaffelberg, and the main man really, Son Heung-min, coming to the lineup for LAFC. For Toluca, they make 10 changes from a dominating 4-0 home win against Leon. Only the goalkeeper Luis Garcia keeps his place. The entire outfield completely changed this evening. Of course, getting here for LA in the quarterfinals, they were 4-1 victors against Cruz Azul, as well as in the round of it 16 beating Liga Deportiva Ayuso in a 3-2 battle, quite convincing against Cruz Azul. Again, one of the bigger names in Mexico. Toluca very much the same. Toluca, of course, they were successful over LA Galaxy 3-0 and 4-2 respectively. They covered that game 4-2 and Toluca hosted, and my word, they played some expansive stuff. So did Galaxy as well. Now they find themselves back in LA, but against the other side, the black and gold of Los Angeles this evening. And we do look at the sides in full for Marcos Santos' Los Angeles Football Club. It is Hugo Lloris in goal. The back four of Sergi Palencia, Ryan Porteous and Kosei Tafari, and skipper Aaron Long, with Mathieu Chonieri and Mark Delgado, the holders in midfield, with David Martinez Morales, Timothy Tillman and Jacob Schaffelberg supporting the skipper Son Heung-min, the former Spurs man, leading the line. Whereas the visiting side, Luis Garcia, as I said, the only man to keep his place in the 11. The back four of Santiago Simon, Everardo Lopez, Bruno Mendes and Jesus Gallardo, with a midfield three of skipper Marcel Ruiz, Franco Romero and Nicolas Castro, and a forward trio of Helinho, Paulinho and Jesus Ricardo and Gulo. Both sides just awaiting their appearance. So we shouldn't be too long until we are underway. Said it's an absolutely packed out stadium, it has to be said. See that both the teams are out. I can imagine if you were one of the players for Toluca at the weekend, it might have even been known, as I said, I don't think it's a rotation this evening. I do think it's more of a rotation from the weekend's 4-1 win against Leon. And seeing pictures now, both teams are making their way out to the field, so we were due for, at least in a local time, it should be said, on the west coast. If I am should be a 7:30 kickoff if I am right, but instead They're just going to be a few minutes behind that as well. But both teams are making their way onto the field, so it won't be too long until we are underway. Just after 7:30 local time in Los Angeles. It's a lovely stadium. Here's the BMO. Ismail Cornejo, the El Salvador referee, is in charge of this evening. I'm sure that, for example, when Toluca go up against these sides from Major League Soccer, there's always a point to prove. And I'm also sure that the likes of LAFC, they want to prove themselves that they're no pretenders in football and in this competition. They were 2 times runners-up only a few years ago as well, in 2023 and 2020. They have won the MLS as well in 22 and were runners-up in 23, as I said, for a team less than a decade into their life, really. And they're living. They are playing, and they have a lot of silverware to boot. Of course, Marco Santos, quite new. He's a 48-year-old Canadian to life in Los Angeles. Only joining in December 2025. This season, he's managed 16 games. Out of those, 10 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. The former Vancouver Whitecaps boss has been out of management though from August 2021. So you can imagine perhaps adapting and learning his trade here, there, and everywhere. Whereas Toluca, a bit of history for them whilst we do wait for the side to get underway. As I said, 11 times Liga Mexico champions. The last time was in the 24-25 season. Doing quite well this year, as you would expect, as well as 8 times runners-up, so very much always quite involved in that title race, it has to be said. 2 times CONCACAF winners, Champions Cup winners, as I say, 2003, 23 long years ago, the early 2000s. It doesn't seem that long ago, but it is. If you do look at it, that was the last time that Toluca were crowned Champions Cup winners, also in 1968 as well. They were runners-up last time and last in the final 13-14 season, almost, well, just over a decade ago, of course. When we look at their boss in Antonio Mohamed, the 56-year-old Argentine, the Toluca boss since December 24, 73 games, 44 wins, 17 draws and 12 losses. For the former Pumas and Monterrey boss, of course he played as well for Monterrey and Club America. Pictures the VAR this evening as well. It's all the officials. Benjamin Pineda and Jesus Montero, VAR this evening. And both teams have done the handshakes. So we're about maybe 5 minutes behind. Seeing the graphics of the 2 sides. So we're not too long away from kick-off this evening. If you are joining us, it's a warm welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're tuning in. As I say, local time Los Angeles is just after 7:30. But it is an even matchup, of course, between the two. It's first leg, CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals action. English audio commentary of every minute of this first leg as Los Angeles Football Club, LAFC, or Deportivo Toluca from the BMO Stadium. Los Angeles in the usual black and gold, whereas Toluca, usual of course, all red. They're in an all white this evening, so it'll be easy to see. Both sides with a nice golden trim on the back of the kits as well. So thankfully, from a commentator's point of view, I'm quite happy with that. Quite easy to see the names and numbers on the on the back of the shirts. If you ever get lost for who's on the ball, let's make it a little bit easier. Great atmosphere seemingly at the BMO as well. Decent amount of Toluca travelling fans, so might be local of course as well, it has to be said. But it is great atmosphere. MLS and just North American football, soccer, however you like to look at it, it's come such a long way, hasn't it? And adding teams like LAFC, of course, Inter Miami, such a dominant side as well, just makes all the difference, of course. So both teams are out. That's it. 5 or 6 minute delay from original kick-off time. So once again, if you are joining us, this English audio commentary, CONCACAF first leg semi-final action from the BMO Stadium. Los Angeles Football Club hosting Toluca will be the host to get us underway. Who will take an advantage into the second leg next midweek? Will it be the hosts? Can they take advantage of their home leg? Or will it be the Mexican side? We are underway, and it is LAFC who get us underway. Back to Hugo Lloris goes Son. Lloris, two former Spurs players, of course. Boots it all the way back. Mendes, big header, juggles all the way back to the goalkeeper with that header. So LAFC will have the ball. Tafari, it's a bit of a walking pace at the moment. It looks to swing the ball to the right hand side for the chasing Palencia. Won't get there. It's intercepted well in the middle by Romero. Just a play to the right hand side. It's a lovely ball. Helinho. It's a nice pass to Helinho, but then he tries to almost flick it with the outside of his left boot, just over the outstretched leg there. Oh, but Delgado goes out for a throw-in for LAFC. Quickly taken as a throw-in by the skipper Long. And then brought down there was coming together from Shoinera. I believe the referee has given the free kick to Toluca. We're seeing the boss, Marco Santos, lovely crisp white tee. Just as crisp as the white strips of Toluca this evening. At the back for the moment do the visitors. Spread long to the left-hand side. Good tackle in the middle by Delgado. Already getting stuck in the middle. It's quite frantic, but he loses it to Romero, who goes back to Mendes. Lopez spreads it wide to Simon on the right-hand side. And I will say that I've got a 4-2-3-1 set up for LAFC and a 4-3-3 for Toluca. We all know how formations are so fluid. Both teams possibly playing with a 3 or 5 at the back, whether you do like to look at it. At the moment, both teams, of course, were just early on settling into the game and just getting a bit comfortable in the settings, of course. Helinho on the right, back to Simon. The host not interested to press high on the two centre-backs in Lopez and Mendes. As soon as it gets into the wide areas of Angelo, Helinho, or in the midfield three of Castro, Romero, or the skipper Ruiz. That's where the press is almost on instantly. Helinho takes it past his man, lovely play past Schaffelberg. He loses his footing though, but that's the best piece of play so far. And that's a poor pass from Tillman. Another play for a throw-in. And to say how warm it looks, Antonio Mohamed, the Argentine, has had a big lovely puffer coat on. That was more of a winter wear than an April, nearly May evening in Los Angeles. As I said, surprises on the managers in a pair of shorts, so looking at the coaching staff, they look to be a little bit cooler than the manager. Helinho forward to Ruiz. He fizzes one forward looking for the feet of Paulinho, but it's one well in the middle by Long. Nice pasture play. Tillman driving forward. Is he taken down there? Yes, says the referee. That's how it was by Castro. Question is, to put one into the box, will the possession going? There's a lovely run there from Shoinera. Shot it past a few players. It will be a free kick about 15-20 yards into the Toluca half, and it will be the main man, Heung-min Son, to take this one. I've thrown a lot of bodies forward of the black and gold. He's swinging one in. He was always on set pieces a lot for Spurs, of course. Instead of throwing it into the box, he plays it to the right hand side. Ball comes in, heads go up, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. If anything though, on the right hand side, wide open there for the pass it was. So it was a good decision there. It's just an opportunity to swing one in. It's good delivery into the back sticks. And pace and power on it Looping up for a header was Porteous, but he put it wide. Now Toluca on the side with possession. Mendes looks to go long. It's not long enough though, looking for Paulino. Back to it goes Tafari. Right to Porteous. Does look like, I will say, that LAFC are in more of a 3-4-3 setup. Back three of right to left, Porteous, Tafari and Long. To see how that develops. Schaffelberg on the left, Valencia on the right. Midfield two of Coinera and Delgado still with a forward three of Heung-min Son, Tillman and Morales. Son drops deep, looks for a reverse pass for Morales, not on the same wavelength there. Goes back to the goalkeeper, Garcia. To the middle for Romero. In a very low tempo at the moment. We're just about 6 minutes into the game. Not expecting too much at the moment. It has to be said, nothing real consequences happening at the moment. Simon on the right hand side, halfway into his own half. Back to Lopez. Left hand side to Gelado. Mendes. Go back to his keeper, Garcia being closed down, has to boot it away. It's got it out then by Palencia, trying to keep it in play, couldn't. So it goes out for another Toluca throwing. Seeing there Gallardo and Lopez a little bit confused. They weren't on the same wavelength with the pass, and the pass back to the goalkeeper really put them under pressure, it has to be said. They do have possession back with the two centre-backs in Mendes and Lopez. Elino. Still on the ball, he's in a walk, but he's looking for options. On the ball for a good 20 seconds, it felt like that. To the middle to Romero. We'll say again, it's LAFC at the moment, they're not really pressing, they're not making a game of this. Again, I can imagine, for example, the weather, it looks like an absolutely boiling night. You're just going to take some things, haven't you, that we can't press as high. Can't do this for 90 minutes. Simon. Elino keeping the width on the right hand side. Back to his full-back Simon. Nice pass into Ruiz. Wants to go back though. Back to Romero. Gets his head up. Into with Paulinho dropping deep and almost just saying, can I have a touch or two? Want to get warmed up to the game. Gallardo. Nice turn by Castro. Continues to drive forward. The heels nipping away was Tillman there. Toluca will keep possession. Elino. Back to his central defender in Lopez. Gallardo. Moment seemingly, even though the home side, LAFC a bit more defensive in the opening 10 minutes or so. Happy to sit back and see what Toluca are all about. This one was saying to Toluca, well, you're off the ball, we'll try to hit on counters, we'll try and defend, we'll try and frustrate you more than anything. Ball played from left to right, looking for Helinho, well defended by Schaffelberg, plays it away. There's a nice pass into Tillman. Tillman loses it though, one in the middle by Romero, plays it forward to Paulinho. Romero keeps it in play, but only to the feet of Long. Schaffelberg, that's a nonchalant pass, but deflects away off of Tillman's pass, off of the Hungarian Angelo. It will go out for a goal kick, but that was just getting a little bit frantic for the first time, it has to be said. formations. Toluca, when I have seen them a couple of times and covered them this year, to share the LA Galaxy 4-2 victory, they did play with a three at the back, so they're very comfortable going to that. Ball just in halfway inside their own half. Morales, he's just clipped there by the skipper Marcel Ruiz. Having a word with the referee this evening is Ismael Conejo, the El Salvador official. So back underway, and it is LAFC who have it. Son looks to poke the ball through, can't get on the end of it though, it just blocks away. Milado picks it up. Fizzes one into the feet there of Romero, and almost loses his footing, and as well to just play it back there to Bruno Mendes, and then just plays it back to his goalkeeper Garcia. Romero swings one out to the right hand side. Heleno will get there. At first it didn't look like he was going to get there. Toluca, I think what they're trying to do is quite modern side to do, playing out from the back, but it's more of a trying to tease the opposition into a press. This is nice. Turn there, a foot, and he's brought down there. The play from Angelo. As long he was there, brought him down. The fans are in a great mood, cheering both of them on. This time though, that Angelo's really been involved. Heleno really keeping the width on the right hand side. With Angelo dropping a little bit more central, it does mean that Gallardo has an option to just be almost a left winger, does the left back. What I've seen of him, he is a very attacking full-back. And how many full-backs would you say about that in this day and age? They've moved it swiftly from left to right. Heleno back to Simon. Mendes into Lopez. The possession for the back four at the moment. Ruiz. Back into Romero. And LAFC now, they are quite deep, I will say. We're just about to put 12 minutes into the 13th minute, if you like. We're pressing a little bit, but now they are quite deep in their own half. As I say, when it goes into that midfield three, that they press a little bit then, but when it's with the back four, they're quite happy to keep their shape. Ball over the top, looking for the run of Heleno. Nowhere near him. Straight into the arms of Hugo Lloris. Bowls it out to Porteous. Valencia dispossessed, but it's a heavy touch, and Porteous will pick it up. That's a nice pass on the turn from Delgado into Son, and now there's space on a possible counter-attack. You know that Son could drive forward and pick it up. Nice pass into Tillman, tries to knock it through the legs of Romero. Comes off of his shin and rebounds to Choyanero. Tafari into Morales. He's then caught at the heels, clipped once again. This time it was by Lopez. He's a very tricky player, is Morales, so you can imagine that he's going to be one of those players that kicks it, he's going to get chirped at a little bit. So it's another free kick opportunity that they had, very similar to earlier, but this time on the right hand side, I should say. Pardon me. Son will be the man over it once again. He does have the option of Delgado right next to him. This time there is an option on the left hand side for that short free kick that took, and the ball was swung in. So it does look like it will be South Korean man to put it in. Floats it into the back six. Tillman is there. Is it last off all the Toluca defender in Simon? Yes, it is. So it will be an opportunity for a throw in here on the left hand side. Will it be a long one? Schaffelberg long coming over to take it, both of them. It will be Schaffelberg to take. I think it's going to be a long one. I think it's a left wing back to take. Delgado back to Schaffelberg. It's just hoofed away there by Heleno. He's not trying to play out from the back. He's not trying to take too many risks. Schaffelberg once again into Son. Great, he's throwing into him, I have to say. South Korean will lose it. Alino tries to play it from the back. Delgado's there, very frantic in the corner, but now there's a bit of space here for Toluca, maybe to get past and drive forward. Well defended at first. Tillman will come away with it. Delgado, 1-2. Tillman, is he clipped at the heels? No, he isn't, but it's a clearance away from Lopez. All the way to Hugo Lloris. Former Spurs keeper will get us back underway. When LAFC are on the ball, they do play some quick stuff, trying to up the pace and up the tempo. Toluca very, very slow in their tempo. We're happy to keep the ball, go about their business at their rate. Long on the left-hand side into Son, gets right underneath it, and almost spoons it out for a throw-in on the right-hand side. When they get it into Tillman, he's getting a bit more central. Again, as I say, with what looks to be more of a 3-4-3, it's a forward three on the right-hand side. Morales centrally, Son, Tillman off the left. Morales and Tillman I see are off the right and left. They are quite narrow, giving, of course, wing backs. Schaffelberg off the left and Palencia off the right. The opportunity to really hold the width, get in behind. They've done a bad job of it so far, but they haven't created really any chances. Toluca haven't either. It's been a very even game, and we're only early in, of course, just to hit the 16th minute mark. LAFC 0, Toluca 0. English audio commentary of all the action from the BMO Stadium of the first leg of the CONCACAF semi-finals, Champions Cup. Also return leg. I'll be covering that as well, so if you are listening in, get used to my voice. It'll be one to hear for the next week or so. Very similar to a lot of semi-finals, well, knockout stage games, really, I should say. The first legs are always just a little bit tense, and the second legs are as well. But almost feels like both teams would rather and be happy with a 0-0 in the first leg and just go for it in the second, almost. I feel there might be a bit more of a want and a need for a win for LAFC this evening, because it is their home game. But at the moment they're happy to let Toluca have a bit of the ball, and they do now. That's a good tackle at the back from Tafari. Porteous, Valencia, nice little dink reverse pass into Morales, but it's taken away off his heels by Romero. Still on the ball, looking for options, again in the middle, very frantic, no one's getting any room at the moment. Ruiz, looking for options. Goes to Simon. Lopez as well. Elinho, ball into the middle is intercepted. Tillman takes a touch, turns, plays it long to Schaffelberg. Too much on it. And the arms, welcoming arms. Luis Garcia. Romero deep on the right hand side. Lopez will sit at the moment. The back four are the ones with most of the touches and most of the passes, it has to be said. Possession going the way of Toluca. And when LAFC, they are sitting back a lot, but at the moment they're sitting back when they are on the ball. They're a bit more tempo, quick passing, trying to go forward, whereas Toluca, they want a lot more possession seemingly, and at a slower pace most of the time. Possession-wise, just have a shade over 70% with 72. We get to have a shot in the game, no corners so far as well, so real talking points to highlight. But Morales is coming forward now, ball into Son, can he get away from his man? Great tackle from Mendes at the back there. But will get away with the ball. It's a good opportunity there though. Romero wins it. Nice ball up to Romero spreads the play to Helino. What a ball from left to right. Here comes Toluca. Bit of space open up. Helino cuts in on his favoured left. Sprays it out to the right. Castro will chase and they'll keep it in. But that attack and an opportunity for a bit of a counter does come to an end. They've still got the ball and still coming forward. Helino will pass into the feet of Ruiz. And Schaffelberg picks it up. He's looking to take on everyone. Takes it past a few, but Simon defends him very, very well. And it goes out for a throw. Just gets in front of his man. Fantastic play. What it was as well is Toluca have defended actually incredibly well, I thought. Whenever they've had the opportunity, when LAFC have come forward, they've defended them very well. It has to be said. Now Toluca, ball forward, lovely touch from Romero into Paulino. Switches and turns, the strike's going to come in from 40-45 yards now. And it is well wide from the skipper, Ruiz. Don't blame him. We haven't had a shot in this game so far. That is the first shot. Still waiting for a shot on target, of course, but it has to be said that I can't really blame him. Just trying to get that first shot off, maybe. I'm sure that he's saying, well, we've had that shot. And who knows, it could have gone in the back of the net, but it's more hit the maybe netting behind the goal more than anything. LAFC attempting to play out from the back. That's a poor tackle, a late one from Ruiz there. He's lost control, lost his balance. That's not his first one either. Be a free kick. We'll say Delgado. Tillman's been impressive so far for LAFC. Tillman's getting himself about looking for options and looking to, as I say, they are very quick with what they've got on the ball. So maybe they could be a bit more proactive in their pressing and letting Toluca have too much of the ball. Nice pass into Tillman. Schaffelberg back to Tillman. He takes it off him. Nice touch. Son picks it up. He's got Palencia to his right hand side overlapping. Will he go for a strike at goal? He will, and he drags it wide and out for a goal kick. First real piece of play and space really for the South Korean legend. Yes, going to play it to Palencia, but I will say is Toluca got two players in front of him and a player covering really. Palencia's running the end. So to a degree, he was always going to be. It's a little bit obvious where he was going. So I don't blame Son for going for that. Yeah, we've seen him score some absolute screamers in his time, not just of course at Spurs, but at Bayer Leverkusen as well. Now playing his trade in the MLS and 25 yards out on his favoured right boot. Although sometimes in past years it doesn't look like he has a weak foot. That one could have easily come in. Toluca though back in possession and back in control. As I say, it does hot open, does get really going, does the tempo in this game once LAFC are on the ball. Of course they're the home side as well, so you would expect that they're the ones who want to go a little bit for it a little bit more. Toluca, I think if you said it's going to be a goalless draw, they would probably take that, knowing that of course they've got the second leg at home next midweek. They've progressed the ball well though. Ruiz has it halfway into the LAFC half. Gallardo on the left. Ball into the box. No, it doesn't. It goes back. Romero. Gallardo, ball into the box. Takes a deflection and out for the first corner of the evening, and it will go the way of Toluca in this first half. The host LAFC in the black and gold, going from right to left where the broadcast angle is. Toluca in the white and gold, so basically the opposites are going from left to right. This will be from the far side, and it'll be an outswinger. The decent one, Ruiz gets there, tries to almost dink it over his man, but an outstretched leg from Delgado means that it goes out for another corner. So successive corners on from the far side. I imagine it will just be another outswinger from Angelo. It is headed well away by Porteous. It's a good header as well. Going to force Toluca all the way back to the goalkeeper as well. Just about 25 minutes on the clock. LAFC 0, Toluca 0. It's a very newsworthy game at the moment, but it is the first leg of a big semi-final of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. You can 100% respect and see why. There's a lot of tension between the two sides. It's always going to be expected. I feel that maybe if one goal does go in, it's as cliche as it comes, but that's a goal-shade game, and that's exactly what could happen. Ball over the top looking for Paulinho. From Sporting forward. Loses it. But as soon as the ball's played to Morales, heavy touch, and Gallardo comes over and dispossesses him with a lot of ease, it has to be said. You see, for example, Morales is a similar player to a Tillman. When they get on the ball, you can just see something's waiting to happen almost. There's just those electric live wire players that you want to watch football for. Toluca still in possession of the ball. Imagine that even if they could get one goal, Toluca this evening, they'd be happy. Or stay within that one goal. They lose 2-1, 1-0. Of course, look, Antonio Mohamed will be coming here to win. No doubt about it. I don't want to take that away from him, but I just feel that if his side were 1-0 down going into the second leg, they'd be quite happy with that. It has to be said. LAFC want to throw in on the left-hand side, just inside their own half. Schaffelberg will go back into the skipper long. That's a reverse, a blind pass. Going near it, picks it up. Porteous. Out to Palencia on the right-hand side, made by Son. Palencia wanted to play it over the top. Nothing comes of it though. LAFC still have the ball. It's all the way from right to left. Delgado into long. Morales looking to pick up maybe some more space and find those gaps that they can do something with. Now they're just having a bit of possession at the moment. Delgado, Tillman, first time reverse pass. Just a little bit on it. So if we can't keep the ball for long. One in the middle by Delgado, out to Tillman. Tillman with the handball. So that's very unlucky there for the LAFC number 11. Just trying to pick the ball up, but it just bobbled off of his right arm as he just took a few touches there. Very awkward and very unlucky. It has to be said. So Toluca throwing, quickly taken into Ruiz, out to the left-hand side to Gallardo. It's a nice touch past his man, but it's a poor pass into the middle. He only finds his opposite number in Delgado. Tillman out to Palencia. Really Song in a central area, and he's forced to go back. Porteous. Ball in behind, looking for Morales. Good idea. Well defended by Lopez out the back. Had to be defended well. The sliding tackle, and he just plays it away. It's a throw-in in a position on the right-hand side, quite high up for LAFC. So they might even be going long here as well. Porteous making his way up. The three defenders are up there, Long, Tafari and Porteous. Be a long throw-in on the right-hand side from Palencia. It's a good one. Nodded on into a dangerous area. Falls for Tillman. His strike. He puts it wide. He kicks it over him and he slices it. And it's wide. Fell so kindly for him. It's a good header on the front post by Porteous, and it was a poor clearance from Romero. He gets it wrong and he just puts it up in the air. I think it's a bit of a lazy clearance. And Tillman doesn't get a clean strike on it. He mistimes it, gets over it, almost comes off his shin as well. And it goes wide of the match. It was the first real big opportunity in the game. What a chance, just about to hit half an hour as well. That would have been a great time to take the lead there for LAFC. Really good ball as well. I know it's falling on a volley. Volleys aren't easy. I'm not going to sit here and say that that was an easy volley for him. But when you just sit there sometimes and go, oh, we haven't had a big chance, even a half chance in this opening 30 minutes. That's the first one. Sometimes you just need to take advantage of those. Tillman, I'm sure he'll be the first one to think and go, oh, that should have been better from me. I should be putting that in the back of the net. I should be finishing that off. I didn't do that. So massive chance goes a begging for LAFC. Sometimes, as I say, you just get that first big chance and it goes, and that opens it up a little bit. Could be a very similar outcome, it has to be said, this evening. Toluca, though, still confidently in possession. Very low tempo, as I say, though, when they are on the ball. Ball forward. Paulinho nods it down for Angelo. The head tennis on the left-hand side. Gallardo takes it past his man down the byline. Ball into the box. It's a forward. Headed away by Porteous. Only as far as Romero on the edge of the area. 1-2 with Castro. Too quick there. LAFC have the bodies back to deal with it. Win the ball back, but they try and clear it long to Son, and it's absolutely fizzed into the South Korean's feet. No chance he's got of bringing that one down. Forced to clear it long. Romero into Castro. He's going to go for a strike. It's just wide. 25, 30 yards out. What an opportunity that was. Castro, it's a lovely strike from him. I say it's a great opportunity. I think it's a lovely hit, I should say. He does drag it a little bit, but my word, hits it so well. Just seeing back on a replay, Tillman's effort from that long throw-in just a few minutes ago. Just, as I say, gets over it, hits it cleanly. The keeper, Luis Garcia's got absolutely no chance to stop that one. This game, it's opened up a little bit more. That Tillman chance, Castro just had that effort from far. Even when Toluca were in those positions, they weren't going for goal moments ago, minutes ago. It's as if they've seen a chance and gone, right, we've got to up our game. Ball forward, Morales, Gallardo go up for it. So pushing the back there from Morales. Actually, it's a head in the back. Surprised that Gallardo isn't feeling that a little bit more, it has to be said. FC back in possession with Tillman. Plays it long, but it's deflected off a boot from Simon. Quickly taken long. It's a heavy touch, and it's a big boot away. As we said, I think both teams look a little bit confident shy at the moment. As I say, it's a big moment, it's a big game. I don't blame anyone at all. Maybe you'd have thought that there'd have been a few more chances for both teams in the opening. It's just over 33 minutes we've played so far. Simon. Angulo. Say the left winger dropping a little bit deeper on the right-hand side at the moment. Trying to pick up pockets of space. As I said, Gallardo on the left-hand side is mostly a left winger when they're on the ball. Helino, he's been very quiet in this first 45. Expected a little bit more from him. Simon. Ruiz. 1-2 with Romero. Quickly to Lopez. Again, what I will say is that I think Toluca are finding very hard as soon as it goes into basically that midfield three, those black and gold jerseys, they're on them like a rash. They're very well drilled, it has to be said, this LAFC side. Nice touch from Simon to get away from his man, but then he plays a poor pass to Romero. If he plays a better passer on there, still needs to get a bit of momentum with FC-Toluca. Just a poor pass. Can't put anything right at the moment in terms of real quality. This is the final third. They're knocking it around with a lot of ease, really. Slow tempo. Again, that's usually... You give credit to LAFC, they're doing that to them. Toluca, they score a lot of goals, we all know that, so they do want to score, they don't want a goalless draw, they want to take a victory into the second leg next midweek. And Simon Heleno is a one-on-one here against Schaffelberg, cuts inside, continues to cut inside. Matt trying to find a strike, finds a nice ball into Gallardo. Ooh, through the legs there of Delgado. Unfortunately, Delgado pokes it away, went through his legs, but it was actually a good defending behind him from Palencia, who played it back to him and he just booted it long. Toluca just really penning LAFC in right now, and LAFC, when they get on the ball, Toluca are pushing bodies a little bit further forward, so they're winning it back a lot quicker and with a lot more ease. Simon cuts inside up against Schaffelberg. Heleno's found space on the right hand side. Can he find a ball into the box? Tricky winger puts it in, deflected away. Has to be cleared away by Tafari. Deflected into a really good area there, but now Toluca finding a bit of groove and putting some nice sequences together. Lopez into Ruiz, and has to be said now, LAFC I think are a little bit under the cosh now. Just as we're just under 10 minutes left of the first half. Nice pass into Heleno. Tries to take by Schaffelberg. Well defended from the wing back. Tillman's there to support. Schaffelberg will clear it long to Son. Lets it roll past his man. Takes it past the second. Here come LAFC on a counter-attack. Into Morales. It was just those two for now. They will need some more support, but that was absolutely excellent from Son. LAFC do keep the ball, but they slow the tempo down. But Son, one-man army almost there. You do just feel maybe Heung-min Son in a Spurs jersey from 5 or 10 years ago dinks it over that second man and just runs and runs and runs and puts it in the back of the net. Half a time catches up with everyone. Maybe that Son still got all the technique in the world, but obviously lost a step of pace, as you would expect, to his 30s now. Of course, but they've still got possession of LAFC. Long. Looking for the run of Schaffelberg. He tries to poke him forward, but Heleno getting back to support his fullback in Simon, and they do well. They're pressing Toluca high as they try to play out from the back here. They've got bodies in that area. Toluca will clear it away. Paulino tries to knock it down, but he gets the first touch, but he loses possession for his side. It's a battle in the middle. Tillman goes down. So, well, the referee gave the free kick. He's surrounded by Toluca players, so they're not happy. I don't think it's a yellow card coming out. Oh no, I don't think it is. I think that's what the skipper Marcel Ruiz is asking about. Paulino was involved. And sometimes the fullback Santiago Simon was involved as well. The skipper's just having a few words, and on the sidelines the Toluca bench and the LAFC bench having a laugh and a smile between each other. So this is now a really big opportunity. Closing in on the 40th minute mark. Once again, Son will be the one to take the free kick, as you would expect. Floats it into the back sticks. Porteous is there. Oh, gets underneath it. Goes wide of the target. So a goal kick coming up for Toluca. To Gallardo. Mendes. Simon, out to Heleno. To the feet of Castro. He's dispossessed illegally, says the referee. I thought he just lost his footing there. He crashed Castro and his opposite number 8, Delgado. I thought he won the ball, took it off of his tippy toes, but referee Ismail Conejo says no. And Toluca have the ball back. Castro, Romero, back into Castro. That's a nice ball. Castro has a bit of space. Can he find the ball forward? Paulinho, no, he can't. Will go out of play. It's just been that final ball for either team. Toluca have been in the attacking areas a little bit more, it has to be said. It's just been more of a question of their final balls being a lot poorer. Whereas LAFC, I think they've done decently well with what they've had and opportunities when they've got in there. Just the finishings almost let them down to a degree. That's been more their problem, really. Goal kick from Lloris. Forward to Son. Doesn't win the first ball. And LAFC don't win the second as well as it trickles back to the goalkeeper, Luis Garcia. Throws it out to the right side to Simon. LAFC trying to press a little bit higher. Just over 41 minutes played, less than 5 minutes to go before we do hit half time. If you are joining, welcome, warm welcome. It's English audio commentary. CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-finals, first leg action from the BMO Stadium. It is LAFC hosting Toluca. The goalers at the moment, the best chance for the game. Falling for LAFC, long throw and came in off the head of Porteous. Ball clearance from Romero away. And Timothy Tillman with a strike that he just got over and sliced wide. On another attempt, he probably buries that in the back of the net. But that's been the biggest chance so far. Toluca's best chances have come from very, very far out of 30 to 35 yards. Well wide to boot. Throw in on the left for LAFC. Tillman gets it caught up in his feet. Schaffelberg will look to come over and help out. But it's a good tackle from Romero. He won the ball and then he almost on the floor swiped it away. Out for another throw-in. Throw-in's taken quickly and long into Son, into the penalty area. He's battling away with Simon. And Simon goes down. Son with a I can't believe you've given that kind of smile on his face. And a free kick inside the Toluca penalty box is given. And it will be basically what a goal kick is for Luis Garcia. Coming to the end of this first half, you can just feel, as I say, the tensions are quite high. Very understandable, of course, with that being the first leg. Feel that more on the home side as well to make something of this game, to make something for themselves, of course. As they haven't done that. Gallardo on the left-hand side looks to loop it long, looking for the run of Angelo. He'll get on the end of it. Nice first touch, just cleared away by Palencia. Trying to trap back there, pokes it wide for another corner. With the third of the game, and it'll be the third for Toluca. It's been all them in terms of set pieces so far. Be from the far side once again. Does look like Angelo is going to go over there. Be the man to take. He's been on set piece duty for most, I believe if not all, of Toluca's. Very similar to Son for LAFC. Paulinho, can imagine the big forward is the target of this. It's floated in. Henry saved by Lloris. It's still in there. Poked away. Cleared out for a corner. What a chance that was. Falling for Toluca. Castro was the man. It's a decent delivery. Flicked on at the front post, and Castro. It's a header one-on-one against Lloris. He's reacting quick to it, but we've got to give credit to the goalkeeper, Lloris, and there's a second save as well in there. So in the last moments of the first half, the former Spurs man, the World Cup winner, coming up trumps for LAFC. Corner comes in again. This time it's dealt with by LAFC, but as far as where it's Helena. Back to the corner taker, Angelo. Corner takes a deflection and have it still in the box. 1-2, they've still got it. Well defended from Morales there. And no mistakes, he just hoofs it long into the Toluca half. And LAFC tried to get players out. This is a good ending to the half for Toluca. There was a big chance there from Castro. And then the second effort as well that was saved by Hugo Lloris is nothing to be sniffed at. Ever experienced, I'd say, former World Cup winner, former Spurs man, one of the best goalkeepers of his or any other generation. Leaving a big mark in this game. Toluca, left-hand side ball into the box. It's a good clearance from Tafari. Had to be. Paulinho was lurking in the box. We played 45 minutes, only a minute of stoppage time to go. About 25, 30 seconds into it now. Toluca have the ball on the right-hand side. Maybe one more chance. Heleno. Back to his full-back, Simon. Romero. We're back to Lopez. Romero dropping deep as well. The minute of full time is almost up. They've got it to Heleno on the right hand side, but before they can do anything, there will be a pause, as that will be half time. A very slow, tepid at first 45 minutes. The biggest chance for the hotel for Tillman, who just got over it and sliced it wide of the mark. But the biggest chance of the game falling for Toluca in the last 2 minutes. A corner came in, flicked on at the front post. It was Nicolas Castro with a header inside the 6-yard box, saved well by Hugo Lloris, who at half-time ensures that it is goalless. CONCACAF semi-final first leg from the BMO Stadium. At half-time, it's LAFC 0, Deportivo Toluca 0. Join us in 15 minutes for the second half. Well, it is a warm welcome back to this evening's English audio commentary of all the action from the BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, United States, as it is the CONCACAF semi-finals first leg between Los Angeles FC and Toluca. It's currently LAFC 0, Toluca 0. A tepid half as we just get underway, and LAFC quite clearly intent to come forward quickly. Left-hand side, Schaffelberg, ball into the box, keeper gets it, spills it, but gets his rebound, does Garcia. And already you can just see there's more intent about LAFC at the moment in this second half. They were very deep in a low block in the first half and they didn't create many chances. The best one that fell for the horse was for Timothy Tillman from a long throw-in headed on by Porteous. Found Tillman at the back stick and he just got over it. Just was sliced wide of the goal. Perhaps at half-time there's been an initiative from Marco Dos Santos to come forward more, be more proactive, try and get the lead going into the second leg next week. Here we come once again down the right-hand side. Morales, Palencia, whips the ball into the box. It's a good one, Tillman's there, but his header goes wide. That would have been an excellent opportunity. That would have been an excellent time to score as well, right out of the break. First chance, it wasn't a chance really on the left-hand side where Schaffelberg put the ball into the box, it was straight to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper spilling it almost made a chance, whereas that one was a good chance. It was just in front of the post, so it made it quite awkward. But I do have to say that if that's maybe a bit more central, I'd give a bit more criticism, but Tillman, I think he did as well as he could with the angle that he had. So a fast start to the second half. No substitutes at half time, so exactly how you were at the start and at the end of the first half. It's on the right hand side. Toluca have it with Helinho, so quickly it's Lloris in goal for the host. A back four of Palencia, Porteous, Tefari and Skipper Long, with Choyaneri and Delgado, who sitters in midfield. Morales, Tillman and Schaffelberg supporting Son, who the former Spurs man leads the line. Whereas for Toluca, it's Garcia in goal. Back four of Santiago, Lopez, Mendes and Gallardo. The midfield three of Romero, Castro and Skipper Ruiz. Helinho on the right, Angelo off the left. Paulino, the former Sporting forward, leading the line. Toluca do have the ball with Angelo. The feet of Romero. And Toluca possession-wise just a bit shade over 70% in that first half. A lot of times where their possession just at the back, and LAFC weren't really pressing that high or anything like that. Sat quite deep until it got into the midfield three. Then Toluca were quite happy to say, well, we'll have possession at the back. If you don't want to come forward, we'll take the minutes off the clock perhaps. Go for Toluca. A draw would be quite good going back for the second leg. Brought down there is Porteous. It will be a free kick. Castro just a little late going up there, and I will say actually, watching it back, is it Gallardo? Yes, it is Gallardo. Just actually pushes into Palencia for absolutely no reason, and you're having words with the referee there. And that is actually a guy I'm quite shocked that. I mean, maybe the referee did have a word with Gallardo off of pictures that I've seen, but yeah, it was very silly from Gallardo. There's no reason to push or shove there. And a little bit unneeded. Ball forward down the right-hand side. Morales will pick it up. Best to poke it back. It's a poor miscommunication. Porteous loops it to the left-hand side when he does get it instead. Back to Long, the skipper. I will say I did read the LAFC line-up out of more of a 4-2-3-1. It is more of a 3-4-3, obviously quite fluid like most formations. Tillman finds the ball to Palencia on the right-hand side, swings one in, will it fall for Son, plays it to Tillman! And what a strike from the LAFC man, Son and Tillman, the two dangers linking up, and a beautiful strike right into the bottom corner, rifles it home as LAFC, 5 minutes into the second half, have looked much better, much more intent to their play, and they take the lead. It is LAFC 1, Toluca 0. And it is Tillman, the 27-year-old. He's had the biggest chance for his club already, and the former Bayern Munich academy player puts his side ahead. It was a decent ball by Palencia, took a bobble, then Son trying to bring it down. If anything, he looped it over his own head. By doing that, Tillman took a lovely touch on his chest, drags it wide. He thought, just gets over it. It is a lovely strike into the bottom corner. I say Tillman's already had the biggest chance of the game for LAFC. But that one was an excellent strike into the bottom corner. If he'd have hit that one as sweetly as he did the first one, they'd have been 1-0 up from the first effort they had in the first half. As I was just about to say that, yes, I did read the lineup out in a different formation to what they're playing. Well, the 3 or 5 at the back, however you like to look at it, has really worked wonders. There, Palencia getting wide on the right-hand side as a wing-back. That's how he got him behind. Ball from left to right, looking for Helinho. Schaffelberg, well defended there. It's out for a goal kick for LAFC. So really, Lloris is still in goal. It's a back three, right to left of Portier, Stefari essentially in the skip along on the left. Palencia on the right, Schaffelberg on the left as wing-backs. Troyner and Delgado there, holders in midfield, with Morales off the right, Tillman off the left, and Son as the leader of the line. But that central three, they are trying to, especially in the second half, get a little bit closer. So we'll have to see where do we go from here. LAFC have the lead after a lovely strike from Tillman on the half volley just a few moments ago. What a strike it was as well. It's only his second goal of the season. Hasn't scored in the MLS yet as a 27-year-old. Scored earlier on in the CONCACAF as well. And they're going forward here. Nice pass to Son. Plays it out to Morales. On the right side, Palencia making an overlap and run. Ball into the box. And the back sticks. Schaffelberg is there. And 2 goals in 5 minutes. They've come flying out of the break. Have LAFC smiles on the faces of the coaching staff and Marc Dos Santos. Once again, you have to say the difference maker being the wing-backs getting in behind Toluca. Won't go down as an assist for Palencia, but it was his ball that was dangerous into the box. And really, ball in from wing-back, finished off by the other. Jacob Schaffelberg. Was a lovely ball from Tillman out to Son. Toluca had stepped up a little bit. LAFC, you could tell, were very confident. Morales cutting inside, Palencia, all the space and timing in the world. Lovely ball into the box. He's onside at the back post is Schaffelberg. So Palencia will get the assist this time around. Was well defended in the box just to be stronger than Yomer Delgado by Lopez, but Schaffelberg again with the wing backs. Whose man is that? Is that the full-backs? Is that the wingers? Is that the central midfielders? Who knows? But Toluca, at the moment, sinking without a trace. It has to be said. At half-time, less than 10 minutes ago, it was goalless. And I would say that the better side in the first half was Toluca. They had a massive chance at the back end of the first half with a header from Nicolas Castro from a corner as well. Saved fantastically by Hugo Lloris. But inside 10 minutes of the second half, quick fire goals from Tillman and Schaffelberg and put LAFC 2-0 up. We'll say there is a review going on. I'm not quite sure over what, because there's a VAR check on the goal. I'm not sure if it's they're checking if it's an offside on Delgado in the box, but he doesn't get involved in the play. and it's Santiago who gets in his way. Schaffelberg's at the post with no one there. I will say the angle that I've seen on the replay isn't exactly straight on with the line. I do think he's onside, is Delgado, and behind the ball anyway, so that's not really an issue. But of course, you've got to always check in such big games. This could be such a big moment to go 2-0 up. And at the moment, the goal is currently standing and just waiting on full confirmation. Schaffelberg and the LAFC team and fans they've already celebrated. I'm sure there'll be another big cheer and big smile on LAFC faces if the full confirmation is given. The referee from El Salvador, again, he's almost waiting on what VAR are going to say, and a couple of the players are asking questions, of course, as well. He hasn't been sent to the monitor yet, so that's what I'm more waiting on at the moment. So if you are joining us, a warm welcome and a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are listening in live. It's English audio commentary of action from the BMO Stadium, first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final from Los Angeles, California. It's LAFC hosting Toluca in the first leg. At the moment, it's LAFC 2, Toluca 0. Goal 5 minutes into the second half from Tillman, a sweet half volley, putting them 1-0 up, and an over counter-attack from LAFC from left to right, ball over to Son. Then the first time pass from Morales into the overlapping Valencia, ball into the box, finding Schaffelberg. The wing-back slotted it home first time. Well, AFC 2-0 up, but there has been a VAR review for the last 2 or 3 minutes or so. So we are still waiting for that. The former Nashville defender, Jacob Schaffelberg, the Canadian, the 26-year-old Canadian international, of course, as well, making 31 appearances and scoring 6 goals for his country. This would be his first goal in the black and gold of LAFC for the former Nashville and Toronto defender. Still waiting, the referee is watching multiple replays. It is trying to determine whether Delgado is offside, and is that off-putting his defender and stopping him then defending Schaffelberg? I don't think it is. I will say that the referee's having to watch it 3 or 4 times. It's a bit worrying for me. See it all the time in the top European leagues, from the Premier League to La Liga to the Serie A. The referee has made his decision. He's just wandering out of the VAR area. So he's waiting on a full confirmation of what he's going to give. VAR sign goes up. No goal for LAFC. So they'll still be 1-0 up, but it's an offside in the middle for Delgado, who I can imagine it would be, as I say, that he has interfered in play in an offside position. I don't think he's interfered in play. I think, if anything, Santiago Simon, the number 19, the full-back, has pushed into him. Delgado wasn't reaching out to get it either, so I think that's a little bit harsh, but goal disallowed as it is. And now here comes Toluca, ball over the top. Elinho's going to get in behind, wide though, and strike goes wide of the mark. So it's a goal kick for LAFC. So that ball's in play. What a good, anywhere from maybe 3 to 5 minutes. That'll just be added on to the end of the game, of course, so we won't miss any time at all. I think it was a very lengthy VAR check for what it was. Thought it could have been dealt with a little bit easier, but look, it was dealt with in the end. LAFC, I'm sure they'll want to go though and grab that second again and gain momentum back, because they do have a 1-0 lead. It's not like they don't have momentum, but maybe he just feels that just been the wind's been taken out of them, maybe, I'm not too sure. That was a big moment. Coming forward now on the right hand side, and they do have a long throw-in. Will be Palencia to take, so a really good one as well. Not cleared away, then it is on the left boot of Romero. Much better that time. Of course, the last time a long throw-in came in for LAFC, Tillman had that sliced effort that he put wide in. Long. To Tefari. Tillman nearly falls for the midfielder, looking for a brace, of course, now. Much better second half so far. Whatever was said at half-time, Tefari just pulls his man down. Will that be the first yellow card of the evening? It's quite a cynical tackle from Nkosi Tefari. Didn't see the referee get his card out, but he went swiftly over to him to have a word, so I didn't see it on my pictures. But if I do get confirmation of that, I will bring you that as soon as I do. Just over an hour played at the BMO Stadium, 61.5 minutes on the clock, less than half an hour to go in this first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final from the BMO Stadium. It's LAFC 1, Toluca 0. And second goal and a ball in the back of the net, indeed, the hosts. But an offside given after a lengthy VAR review still has them 1-0. And this second half are very much living up to the billing of a semi-final. Palencia tries to play its curling ball into the box, looking for the run of Morales. Too much on it though. It's out of play for a goal kick. You've seen both the managers, Marco Santos for LAFC and Antonio Mohamed for Toluca, in their reactions to the disallowed goal. Of course, a disappointed look from the Canadian, the LAFC boss, and the Argentine for Toluca. Just to calm down, guys. I'm sure he was quite disappointed in how he side up 1-0 down, and then less than 5 minutes later had the ball in the back of the net. Again, I'm sure he will have been thinking, right, 1-0 down, we've just got to settle ourselves, and they didn't do that at all. In the second half, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in the changing room, because whatever was said by the managers clearly has worked, especially for Marc Dos Santos. He'll come to Luca down the right hand side. Heleno. And into the feet of Marcel Ruiz. 25 yards out, and the skipper gets right underneath it, spoons it over the bar, out for a LAFC goal kick. The substitution coming on now for Toluca. Heleno, his race has been run. He hasn't really been at it as the winger. It will be him coming off and coming onto the fields will be the 29-year-old Mexican, more of a fullback, so it might be a real 5 at the back. Diego Barbosa. He's on in place of him. Might also be that Barbosa goes as the right back. Maybe Santiago Simon, he goes a little bit further up the field. Not sure. Maybe he's going to a 5 at the back to solidify it a little bit. Now that they are 1-0 down. Palencia, that's a lovely ball to the right hand side to Tillman. He's a little bit wider than he would have liked. Back is Gallardo to defend. Boxing out for a throw-in. Will be another long throw-in opportunity to boot as well. Long throw-in comes in, nodded on by Porteous into a dangerous area, cleared away. In the end, it was frantic. Tefari was there with him, trying an acrobatic finish. Didn't work off or pull off for him. It's quite unlucky there. It was a lovely header from Porteous. He's been the target of all of them. I'll say Palencia has got a long throw-in on him, but it's almost that Porteous flicks it on at the front post. That's the target, if you will. Long throw-in comes in this time. It's off the head of Long and out for a throw-in for Toluca. Of course, one of these teams will meet Nashville or Tigres in the final on Saturday, the 30th of May. Tigres do have a 1-0 lead thanks to their 1-0 victory in Nashville yesterday, and in the early hours of Wednesday for myself, in the late hours of Tuesday evening. The second leg will happen where Tigres will be the favourites. You'd like to maybe think to go through to the final. Here come LAFC. They're searching for a second. They've had the ball in the back of the net a second time. They want it again. Ball forward. It's all the way back to Lloris. Too much on it was that long ball. And LAFC, they just played a lot more direct, a lot more confidently. Ball through into Son, takes a few touches. Morales is to his left, looks to poke it back to him. Can't find him. It's a lovely pass over from Son. They're just again, they're pressing a little bit higher in the second half. There's more tempo, there's more intent to their play. But they've been superb in the second half, LAFC, and I think Toluca is struggling to deal with them. And another long throw-in will come on the right-hand side from Palencia. Looking at the stats, 67% possession still for Toluca. 4 shots for LAFC, 8 for Toluca. Only the 1 on target for LAFC, 2 on target for Toluca. But in the second half alone, 50-50 possession. 0.38 XG to 0.06 in favour of LAFC. So really, the other side in the ascendancy in the second half. Already a change for Toluca. Kenny Nielsen, number 45, will be coming on for Aaron Long for LAFC. So that will be their first change of the evening. First time they're going to their bench. Corner comes in, it's cleared away, and there will be a foul in the area against LAFC. Looks to be for Nielsen, looks to be his first action in the game is to give away said free kick. So it will be the 24-year-old United States, the 17 international, to come onto the field of play. I play centre-back, so I can imagine it will be a change of formation or tactics. You wouldn't want to change anything, it has to be said. If you were Marc Dos Santos, it's been a brilliant second half so far. Everything going your way, really. Lost the ball in the middle though, and that's actually going to be a foul. Late tackle in behind, and that will be the first yellow card of the evening, going the way of Ryan Porteous. And Porteous was running away, not running away, turned his back is what I should say, to the referee. Just turned his back and walking away from the situation. The referee got the yellow card out. It is a yellow card, will be foul, no doubt about it. Good decision from the referee, Ismael Cornejo, the El Salvador official. It will be Porteous picking up the first yellow card of the evening. But he was very shocked, it has to be said, that the yellow card was brandished there. Asking the question, the LAFC centre-back. So it will be a free kick for Toluca, just outside the semicircle inside the LAFC half. Floated into the back sticks, not into a good area. LAFC will clear their lines only as far as outside the area. And a spooned effort over the top from Santiago will go wide. The Toluca players, they're furious. They want a corner. For me, he's just got right underneath it and put it well wide and well over the bar. A little bit of something over nothing there. That will be a goal kick for LAFC. We're going to reach just a quick change over at goalkeeper gloves there. Maybe something just causing him a bit of distress, not too sure. So it will be a goal kick for LAFC. 70 minutes on the clock. 20 to go here at the BMO Stadium. The second half has already probably topped the first half. I know there's tensions laid in the first 45. That's more than understandable. The attacking quality didn't really get going until the second half, or the last really 90 seconds of the first. 20 minutes to go of this first leg CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final. 20 minutes to go. We're halfway through the second half. As LAFC 1, Toluca 0. English audio commentary of all the action. Toluca have the ball on the right-hand side. Fouled. Gallardo. Yes, Gallardo is the man who brings down Shackelberg there. It will be a free kick for LAFC. Just outside their own penalty area to the left-hand side. It was near the corner flag almost. It's a free kick for Lloris to take. Toluca, they've struggled in the second half. I will say I think that's more to do with how well LAFC have been. But Toluca were given a bit of an easy ride in the first half. But credit to LAFC. Come out in the second, they've been the better side, they've been the home side, if you will. And I've been quite impressed by them, I have to say. Romero, though, now for Toluca. They're 1-0 down. Going into the second leg, they'd love to go and get a one-goal buffer and maybe get an equaliser, I'm sure of it. Now LAFC, perhaps they are sitting back just a little bit more than we would like to think. Toluca have the ball still, been knocking around for the last minute or so. Again, they'll be in search of an equaliser. That's to be said, going back home for the second leg, go away in the two-legged affair, get a draw away from home. It's always something that you're after. And can they grab that? They've been second best in the second 45, but LAFC are just starting to sit off them a little bit. Maybe they're just tiring in the second half, I'm not too sure. But the whites and gold are coming forward here. Ruiz slipped there, but he comes away with the ball nicely. They find a pass, Paulino, yes. Edge of the area, touch, strike comes in, it's a curling effort, and he finds the bottom corner. It's a lovely goal by Ricardo Angelo. First touch, finish. Lloris might even get a fingertip to it, but it's bound for the bottom corner. The Frenchman does. But that's with every inch of his reach there. He would have done so well to get that. Toluca have their goal, though. What a finish from the Toluca forward. Being second best in the second half, but from the first half, that's more than deserved. The 29-year-old strikes with a lovely curling effort. It's his third in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. It's his 12th of the season. It is a top finish from the number 10. Curling effort now, LAFC. They had the lead, they had the second, they had that real spurt in the first 15-20 minutes of the second half. As I said, I've just started to sit off and allow LAFC back into the game. But here comes Morales. Is he taken down there? Yes, he is. No, says referee. The referee was wandering over. I think LAFC players thought that was a foul. Porteous going back, he must have been brought down there. But Morales, it was poor from Gallardo. He just collided into him, almost went in with a shoulder block. I'm very surprised that isn't the foul. So are LAFC, I'd say quite correctly as well. Even the fans have got some yellow card stickers in the crowd and think it should be. Porteous as well, when he was brought down, unfortunately. Castro trying to jump over him, catches him with his right leg in the face, so that might just be a bit of a sore one. Nothing malicious, I hope not anyway. It didn't look like he was just trying to make sure he didn't stand on him with his studs and caught him with his outside of his right shin, his right calf area, if you will. be a free kick for LAFC. Right on the byline. The referee's just having a word with the dugout. Someone's not happy, one of the coaches. Long ball forward looking on Morales, ends up in a possession for Toluca, too much on it. And the Visitors get it back, and I'd have to say they've got all the momentum now. They look like they've got a extra life almost after getting that equaliser. Perhaps good substitutions play a part with 76 minutes into it, less than 15 to go. LAFC 1, Toluca 1. And both teams have only made a substitute apiece. So there's more than enough options on the benches, but neither team going to it yet by the one. They've both got 4 changes left and 2 blocks to make them. 77 minutes closing in on the clock. LAFC 1, Toluca 1. They took the lead for a lovely strike from Timothy Tillman 5 minutes into the second half. Ball into the box from Palencia, touch off of Son and a lovely touch off his chest, let it bounce on the half volley. Wicked strike into the bottom corner. Even the 27-year-old, the opener. 3 minutes later, LAFC did have the ball in the back of the net. Once again, Palencia making a lovely overlapping run. He was so influential in those opening 10 or 15 minutes for the black and gold. It's given offside. Schaffelberg at the back, sticks unmarked. Tapped it home, really. It was a lengthy VAR review. Maybe anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. That'll just get added on, of course, to any other stoppages. Toluca, though, they battled, did they? Have been second best in the second half, but a lovely counter-attack. Ruiz found Angelo on the edge of the area. Lovely first touch. That touch spun, turned, curled, and a lovely strike into the bottom corner. Ruiz got fingertips on it, so it found the bottom corner. Just one apiece going into just over the last 10 minutes of this game. The first leg, of course, as I say, CONCACAF Champions Cup action. Here comes Toluca, ball into the box. Paulinho plays it back out to the edge. Morales gets back and wins the ball, and then he strips up, and he seals by Lopez. I'm surprised the referee hasn't given a yellow card for that. There is going to be a substitute coming on. It will be the goal scorer going off for Toluca. Jesus Ricardo Anglo coming off. It's a round of applause from his teammates and the visiting fans as well. They're showing their appreciation. Paulinho's that lovely pass into him. It's one of them as well where he's got the lead. His body's opened up. Lovely curling finish into the bottom corner. Tell how much that goal meant to him, the team and the travelling supporters. It's 80 minutes on the clock nearly, and his game is run. Alexis Vega, number 9, will be coming on for him. And you can imagine that's like for like as well. There is going to be a change coming up for LAFC, as well as we double change. Apologies. Just waiting for full confirmation of who is coming off for who. Definitely see it. Choinera is leaving the field. It will be on 46. Steven Esticao coming on, and Bobiesi is on for Martinez. I do believe our broadcaster got that wrong, because I have not got a Morales is off. My apologies there, because he used a name that's not on the back of his jersey and it's not on the team sheet either, so making that difficult, as you would expect. So now the changes are coming. getting fresh legs onto the field, you can imagine, for both teams. Doesn't look like there'll be any change to any formations or anything like that. LAFC to find the rhythm back into it, trying to regain momentum, if you will. At the moment, finding it quite difficult. Toluca, I think they've bounced back into this game. They almost weathered that 15-20 minute storm of LAFC, and they've fought back, and excellent for what they are as well, it has to be said. Coming forward down the left here are Toluca. Vega now with the armband on. Ever experienced. Up to Castro. Santiago on the right. Ball's back to Romero. Ruiz, this former skipper, into the feet of Vega. Romero. Once again, LAFC, they are sitting back. I do think maybe the race has been run for a lot of these players, fatigue-wise, perhaps, in search of what they put into the first half of the first half. Ruiz whips one into the box, well blocked away by Schaffelberg. Ball's whipped out to the right-hand side for Santiago. Got a few seconds on the ball. Romero, only Paulinho is in that. It's in the edge of the area for the visitors. Ruiz wants to pick it up and drive forward. He's asking for a run from Vega. He won't get it, but he'll get it from Gallardo. Plays the ball to the edge of the area, well intercepted there. Had to be timed extremely well. And Porteous will boot it along, boot it away, get it out of the danger area. No mistakes. I think even maybe LAFC would go, look, we could have, maybe should have come away with a win. There's still a lot of time, obviously, to change that. But maybe again in the first leg, teams can almost feel each other out, can't they? See what's going to happen in the next leg. Of course, Toluca probably will be favourites being at home as well. Fields with Bobby C. Long to the left for Son for a throw-in. Schaffelberg just being paused. Possibly is there a substitution to be made. He's going to leave it for Palencia to come over to take a long throw-in. A lot of options from those long throw-ins. They had chances as well, it has to be said. Throw-in finally comes in from Palencia after a long time was set up. Playing away on as far as Schaffelberg. Down the left-hand side. They find the ball into the box here, LAFC. Still a packed-out area. Schaffelberg down the byline. It's a good ball into the box. Heads go up, and it's just wide from Bobby C. He wants a corner. He's asking, saying it didn't come off of me last. I'm not sure what the referee has given. That's a lovely ball in from Schaffelberg. He was unmarked as well. Definitely off the number 17 last, though. It will be a goal kick for Toluca. That was another half chance, it has to be said. 85 minutes on the clock. LAFC 1, Toluca 1. Will either side find a winner in this first leg of the semi-finals, or will we be going into the second leg at one apiece, all square? From the free kick, goes all the way to the left-hand side, looking for Gallardo. Jonathan out for a throw-in for LAFC. The left-hand side is a bit of space then coming forward. Still with Porteous. 1-2. Stop the best pass back to Porteous, but the defender does well. Delgado will pick it up. Tillman, I think he'd be one of the players to punch up something if LAFC were to get a winner here. Valencia, that's a lovely ball into the box, in the back sticks. Kobisi is there again. That was a very awkward one for him though. Gets a thumbs up to his full back. It's a good ball in, but it was awkward how it fell for him. It has to be said. Toluca, give credit to them there. The fans have been absolutely excellent for them all evening long. I say they're playing in all white this evening. The red and gold's been out for most of the evening. Double change coming up for Toluca. They're ready on the sidelines, I should say. They haven't been officially made. Gallardo bumps it long looking for Paulino. He's had a very, very quiet evening. Nothing's really fallen for him. Nice couple of 1-2 passes here from the hosts. It'll make its way to the left-hand side. Son has it, pokes it forward. Schaffelberg, ball into the box. Last-ditch clearance away. It's out for a corner. Lopez almost flying into the post there. That's how close he had to be to get there and clear it away. Lovely ball from Son. Schaffelberg might have just been offside watching that replay back. But if it did come from the ball into the box, there's always a possibility that could have been pulled back. But the double change is coming up for Toluca. Paulino will be one of the players coming off the field of play. It will be Fernando Arce coming on for Santiago Simon. Waiting a confirmation of who is coming on for Paulino. Looks like Ruiz might be leaving the field of play as well. The man who started the game with the armband, Diaz Price, will be coming on for him. A handful of substitutions to end the game so far for Toluca. We'll see, we've just got less than 90 seconds left at the BMO Stadium. And of course, 2 goals in the second half, substitutions to boot, and that long, lengthy VAR check. Has to be said that I think we could be in for a good maybe 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time. So there's a long way to go still in this game, and it still could easily be a winner. Can either team find it? Again, does either team really want to take that risk as well? That you might go forward, yeah, you could get a goal, you could take an advantage into the second half, but what if you make a mistake? What if you fly forward and the other team catches you on a counter? Who knows? It's always quite an awkward one and quite an awkward situation. LAFC, they seem to be the one with more confidence. Ball out to Schaffelberg, takes it past his man, he's taken down. That'll be a yellow card as well. Bit of a body check on Schaffelberg more than anything. Exactly one of the substitutes, Barbosa, the man to pick up that card. It's just a body check. It's cynical as well, especially stopping Schaffelberg driving further forward. So now. This is a big opportunity. We've played 90 minutes, just waiting for full confirmation of how much stoppage time we'll be doing. 6 minutes of stoppage time. We'll leave a team, as I say, want to go for it. On the field, they have to go for it. LAFC from this free kick, they have the opportunity to go for it. Be high on the left-hand side. Son will be the man to take it, as per usual, with the set pieces. Can he find the ball into the box? Can LAFC find a winner? They've had the ball in the box, in the back of the net twice. Of course, one offside from Schaffelberg. This time, can Son be the man to find the ball into the box? It will be almost that in-swinging type delivery. All the defenders are up. I'm sure the stadium, the BMO Stadium, will go absolutely bananas. Son to take. It's a packed out box, he swings it in, and it's in the back of the net. Tafari, the man to nod it in. It's terrible defending. My questions have to be, is he offside? Because he is unmarked in the 6-yard box. I don't know if someone stepped up. I don't know if there's miscommunication. At the moment, the 29-year-old will not care, though. What a header, what a delivery from Son as well. The former FC Dallas defender, him and Son, smiles on their faces. What a delivery from the South Korean. I do believe there is a VAR check on it, and I say that because with how open he was in the box, he looked to be offside for me. I haven't seen a replay or anything like that. We are on the way, so the goal will stand. So it was just terrible defending from Toluca. I can imagine that Antonio Mohamed will be furious with his side. They've been looking at the side with momentum to go and grab a winner in this first leg if there were to be a winner. Instead, it's been LAFC who took the lead, and they will regain their lead. 2 minutes into stoppage time, close to 3 out of the 6. A bit of a minute or so on top of it due to the goal coming in stoppage time. But it's English audio commentary, the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semi-final. LAFC 2, Toluca 1 is the scoreline now. The second to come next midweek. At the moment, thanks to goals from Tillman and Tafari, the two T's, and it done for LAFC as they lead 2-1. To take an advantage into the second leg. Reese pumps it long, Tillman will find it. Would even go grab a third, another 2-goal buffer, who knows? Tillman down the line to Palencia. I don't think he's going to get there. Well defended by Gallardo. Takes a touch and boots it long though. Porteous, that's a heavy touch, but it finds the feet of Tillman. Son. Tillman, Son's blocked there by Romero. Goes down holding his face. I think they might have just been a collision coming together with the shoulder of the Toluca midfielder. Antonio Mohamed, he looks rather disappointed. There's another free kick here though for LAFC. About halfway into the halfway wide on the right side. They have packed the box, they'll take it short. Tillman in to the feet of Son, but it's floated into the area. Paul just keeps it alive. His strike comes in, it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper Luis Garcia. And Toluca once again have the ball and they're looking to come forward. Back with Lopez. I've got just over a minute of stoppage time remaining. Again, I do think we will get some extra due to the stoppage in play for the goal. Of course, the goal came in stoppage time. So I would think that there'll be even more time added on. Santiago down the right. Lovely fake and step there from Vega. Still going down the right. Ball into the box, deflected away. Son picks it up. Lovely first few touches. Schaffelberg. Can he keep a hold of it? Yes, he can. Into Son. Heavy touch though from the South Korean. And now coming forward. Lovely touch there from Castro. He's pulled back there by Schaffelberg. And that will be a yellow card for the LAFC defender. I don't think that's going to be a problem in terms of problem with a yellow card, but this gives Toluca a really big chance to whip a free kick in a very similar position to where Son swung his across into the box. That was on the left, this is on the right for Toluca. This is a big one. LAFC celebrating after their goal, thinking, right, have we won this game? Have we won this first leg? Well, there's still going to be a big chance here for Toluca, it has to be said. Will be an outswinger of a delivery though. The box is packed. We played 6.5 minutes of stoppage time. Is this the last chance? Ball comes in, header goes wide. Just underneath it there was Gallardo. It came to him a little bit too soon as well. It was always awkward to find the back of the net there. And that might have been the last chance for Toluca with this LAFC goal kick coming up. With 6 minutes of stoppage time already played, that could be it for the game. At least for the first leg, of course. This game will resume in less than a week. For the second leg, Lloris boots it long, and the referee Ismael Conejo blows the whistle. The El Salvador official has seen enough, and LAFC pick up a vital 2-1 victory in the first leg of the semi-finals as they look to make their way to the final. Just being runners-up twice. The winner of Tigres and Nashville will await for a big win going ahead with these. They go away to Toluca in just under a week's time. Fantastic second half football. All 3 goals coming in the second half. Tillman opened the score in 5 minutes in. LAFC thought they had a second through Schaffelberg, but that was given offside after a lengthy VAR review. Toluca struck back through Angelo with a great strike, curling effort into the bottom corner. Nothing Lloris could do about it. But then in stoppage time, Heung-min Son with a lovely free kick, swung it in with power and pace, and it was defender Nkosi Tafari who was there to knock the ball in the back of the net. As LAFC with a stoppage time winner in the CONCACAF semi-finals first leg come away with a 2-1 victory ahead of next week's second leg. Full time, LAFC 2, Toluca 1. Thanks for joining.